Good evening, Platinum Shield Wrench. I hope everything is okay up there in Gander, Newfoundland. Hope everything's going good there. Um, Got to give a big shout out to Dylan the Grease Cease, who he pitched a clinic tonight. We'll get into that shortly. Platinum Shield Wrench, I'm going to say we're going to have to get rid of the 2 minute warning. The 2 minute warning is going to be expired as of tomorrow night. There will not be a 2 minute warning anymore. We would like to thank the gracious Nathan for putting it together for us. But we had 4 people watching, and that does not sound like a lot because it is not a lot. And literally, they left within 13 fucking seconds because they want to hear my voice right away. So you need to start getting here before I even start the stream. Like, you need to be my center because I'm quarterbacking out here. You got to get the cadence down, and you got to start, like, just sensing when I'm going to be on. Instead of me telling you that I'm going to be on, you just hut that ball. You just hut that ball and you get on. Okay? I need to stall for a few seconds. Okay, I'll stall for a few seconds. I will... How do we stall for a few seconds? Like, first and foremost, I'll start off by, I'll just maybe ask people to say, how they doing? I hope everything is good out there wherever the fuck they are, and they've got nice weather and beautiful, handsome, articulate boys. That sort of stuff. Is that what you want me to say? Get an intro. I told Nathan about the idea of getting an intro, and I said I was going to do it with AI, and he liked it. He liked the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome. We are live in front of 12 people worldwide, weighing in at 262 pounds, fighting out of the red corner, Frank the Tank. Ladies and gentlemen, how's that? Is that what we need right there to start things off? I think that's what we need. You might actually want to soundbite that one, Sage. You might want to soundbite that. I think that was pretty good. You led me some dialogue, and it really led into a good little segue there. I'm going to wait for the response before we move forward. The Sage says, I wish I knew how. You knew how. You did it that one time. Remember? Man, I sounded like one of the buffers there, man. I sounded like one of the buffers. Nathan, if you were listening, soundbite that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yeah, we need to do that. I'm not stopping. Sage says I know it. All right, Nathan, don't do it. Nathan, do it. You can be like a safety. I need to stop talking for a second. Oh, for God's sakes, they moved the clip button somewhere. Sage, just after the stream, go back, relive it, redream it. Nathan, you do it just in case Sage fucks up. And I think that'll be, I think that'll be good. All right, let's get to Greasy Cece. And he was absolute dynamite today. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I've always had a feeling like you trust a man with a mustache. You know what I mean? Like, the thicker that stash, the more I trust him. And, it's starting to show in his performances today. So let's start with Cease. Then we'll get to the bad news later, but Cease was outstanding today. I know his strikeout numbers aren't crazy, but he had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. He only allowed 2 hits, 3 walks. ERA for the season so far is 1.74. He set a Blue Jays record, throwing, get this, 10 pitches were 99 miles per hour or higher as a starter. And that's not including the ones that you could round up to 99 miles, because he had a lot of pitches that were like, you know what I mean, like 98.8, 98.9. That's not including those. He was absolutely throwing gas. I mean, there's something about a man with a mustache that basically I love, especially when he's throwing gas. So this guy, he's a throwback to the 1970s. We're going to enjoy watching him. Sage says it looks like we disabled it. We'll figure it out, Sage. We'll figure it out. I didn't disable anything. I think YouTube's trying to fuck around. I think YouTube's trying to fuck around again, as they always are. You know, fuck them. Fuck them. Offensively, the Jays, I mean, they got on the board early. They did score a run in the first inning, coming off a sac fly of Jesus Sanchez. Really liking this Jesus Sanchez guy. I do want to get into him a little later, but I'm going to save that for a future stream. But, I mean, we only had 5 hits on the night, 3 walks. It's not that, the Milwaukee Brewers, who won 2-1, were much better. They had 5 hits and 4 walks. It was a real fluky win. If you actually watch the game and you see how Tyler Rogers blows the game, he allowed 1 earned run, and there was an error in there. But, 2 runs total. He had 2 hits allowed. He had a walk. If you see that the contact that was being made, these balls were being hit like 30 miles per hour or less. It was very soft. It was not that he got lit up or anything. It's just kind of bad luck. Like the ball to the left of the catcher, 7 or 8 or 10 feet. They just couldn't make a play. You're throwing an error there. You're just throwing. They were all infield hits from what I saw, and then one got through. But I don't know. It's a loss. It's a 2-1 loss. It does suck. I can't really get after Ty Rogers for that being a blown save. That's just look at the highlights, and if you think that that's a blown save, then you're out of your fucking mind, honestly. Mason Flaherty was good. No earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. Braden Fisher, good in 1/3 of an inning. And I felt really good with Ty Rogers coming in. Hold nothing against him. Cannot be mad at him whatsoever. The only guys that really produced tonight offensively were as follows. Dalton Varsho, 1 for 3 with a walk. Vlad Guerrero, 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Jesus Sanchez, 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Andres Jimenez keeping it going, 1 for 4. What's his name? Lennon Sosa, 1 for 3, had a hit. Wasn't a great hit, but he came very close to hitting a home run late in the game that unfortunately didn't go. And Brandon Valenzuela, 1 for 3. Problem is, again, in my opinion, the offense. I mean, even with the bad luck that Ty Rogers got, you got to be putting up more than 1 run in a game. You're not going to win many games only scoring 1 run. It was bad luck, absolutely. Chad Patrick pitched great. I mean, he's got a .95 ERA for the season. That's why he's on my team. But let's not gloat about that. So, shitty loss. It happens. Can't really go after anyone except the fucking offense, in my opinion. Now, if you are, hoping for some good news, I've got some good news. Trey Yesavage today threw 71 pitches in a rehab start. It's believed to be his final rehab start, so it's most likely he's going to return when we face the Anaheim Angels in 5 or 6 days. Worst case scenario would be 5 days after that. So within the next week and a half, Trey Yesavage will be back, and we really do need to get him back, and then some. So hopefully he is back, and ready to go. And we don't know. Shane Bieber's going to take a while. I think Jose Barrios could be back relatively soon. So we'll have to see how things pan out there. Just gonna see if there's anything else that we want to go over. I'm not talking about that. No, let's go. As soon as it was just genius. There is a genius at play over here. You guys just are too stupid to fucking realize that, you stupid idiots. Nick Pivetta, like I said, his season's gonna be gone. So he's been diagnosed with a right elbow flexor strain. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly read this article. Whenever you hear elbow forearm, you need to fucking panic. You need to freak out if it's one of your good pitchers. So I'm just going to read this article real quick. Padres manager Craig Stammen told reporters they believe it'll be weeks, maybe months, before Pivetta returns to San Diego's rotation. The 33-year-old expressed confidence he'll pitch again this season, but fantasy managers should still anticipate a lengthy absence. The greater concern is that the flexor strains are often a precursor to a more significant elbow issue and can sometimes lead to UCL surgery if rest and rehabilitation prove ineffective. There should be a more definitive return timetable once Pivetta ramps up a throwing program. It's not the worst case scenario, but it's hardly an encouraging update. So to that I say, this is kind of a worst case scenario for me. The reason that this is a worst case scenario is because he's not going to get surgery today. He's going to wait 3 or 4 months and mark it down on your little calendars, your little notepads, all that shit. He is going to get surgery. That is probably going to cost him next season as well. So make my words, that's what's going to fucking happen. And you heard it here first. Just go under the knife, man. Just go under the knife. If fucking Anthony Santander was a fucking man, he would have went under the knife last year for the Jays when he had his little shoulder labrum problem. Instead of trying to, let's try the rest treatment. No, let's just fucking go under the fucking knife and be back for the start of the 2026 season. Instead, he's out until after fucking, the All-Star break. And that's best case scenario. So, I don't like when these guys try this bullshit when they know it's something serious. He's going to try this rest thing, and I guarantee you he will not pitch this season, and he will not pitch next season if all goes as well. I'm not saying I'm planning this. I'm not trying to take out Nick Pivetta's arm. I do think that he's a whopping piece of shit. Don't like him at all from his days back in Boston there. But he's an overrated pitcher. He's garbage. You're not missing anything anyway, San Diego. This is a blessing in disguise. Put him under the knife and then get out of that deal. All right, moving forward here. Oh, it looks like Garrett Cole is making a rehab start Friday at AAA, so the Yankees should probably soon have Garrett Cole back. That'll be a huge lift. I'll be very interested to see how his velocity is. He used to be one that threw extremely hard. He's now 35 years old. Hard to believe that. Former stud for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Looks like still ways away, though. Mid to late May is what they're saying for Garrett Cole. Mike Trout's still on fire, so I'm really glad that as a co-commissioner of the most illustrious league that there is known to mankind, that we did do what we needed to do in reversing a terrible swap. Mike Trout has 4 home runs in his last 3 games. The only problem I have with Trout is how long is he going to stay healthy. That's the only thing I have with Mike Trout is just, he's great. He's Hall of Fame. He misses 80 games a year. So that's the only problem I have with him. And he aged a little fast in some ways. Like, he used to be a 5-tool talent. I believe he stole 50 bases in his rookie year. He's certainly not that guy anymore. I mean, he's had multiple knee surgeries. This is just, I don't know why Rob Domofsky thought he had to say this about the Packers, for football, and how, the Packers are clearing the way for Matthew Golden to move up the depth chart. Well, no fucking shit, dumbass. You let Romeo Dobbs walk, and you fucking traded away Dontavian Wicks. Of course you're doing this to move Matthew Golden, your first round pick, up the depth chart a little bit. You also drafted Savion Williams in the third round, 88th overall last year. You're probably looking to move him up the depth chart too. So I don't know why that's considered a report. I just saw it because I was just trying to browse and see if there was any NFL news. There really isn't, but I just saw that and I'm just like, it must be nice just to be like fucking Captain Obvious and make a tweet or write an article about something every fucking man knows on fucking earth. Yeah, Sage, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. It's huge news, mate. Quoting the Platinum Shield Wrench. I just don't appreciate it, according to the Platinum Shield Wrench. All right, maybe I just don't get it. Maybe it's beyond my realm of comprehension. I don't know. I don't know, but I still don't like it. All right, and we do need to close things up here with a look at the Pete Rose bowl cut. This one's spicy. This one I am going to gloat about. To Nathan. Colton Keith was added. He plays third base and first, or third base and second in fantasy, for Jonathan India, who we discussed last night. Colt Keith is a really good pickup. I told Nathan that this is the move he should make. Nathan didn't think to listen to me, so 3 up, 3 down adds a pretty good piece. I mean, he just signed a 7 or 8 year deal last year with Detroit, which is pretty big news. Which reminds me of another big signing that was made by the Detroit Tigers today. Shortstop Kevin McConaughey signed to a $150 million extension, 8-year term. That's bigger than the Connor Griffin signing that just happened. So it's amazing, all these signings within, I think Cole Emerson was another one. All these guys with less than 1 month of service time in the major leagues, shortstops primarily, just getting signed to these mammoth contracts. So Kevin McGonigal, who does play for the long balls, signed for the long term, and he is going to be a very good player. But back to Pete Rose bowl cut. It looks like the Brendan Little Dingers got cold feet after, I think, dropping Lance McCullers a day or two ago. They've decided to re-add him. Certainly cowardly, if you ask me, and an admission of guilt, an admission of making the wrong decision. And, sometimes as a GM, you need to admit that you suck and that you fucked up. And that's what the Platinum Shield Wrench did in re-adding Lance McCullers to the roster. And perhaps the most hilarious drop of the day was by Annette's awesome team. Carlos Estevez being dropped, reliever for the Kansas City Royals. And he has the funniest ERA I have ever seen. It's 162 ERA with an 18 whip. It doesn't matter that it's only in 1/3 of an inning. He's pretty solid in his career, so I might give him a look. But it's just hilarious to see somebody with 162 ERA. It's just, you don't really see that shit every day, you know what I mean? Just going to see what the Platinum Wrench is saying over there, probably being a little bitch. So he says, I only added him because I thought I could pitch him today, then drop him again, but I was too late since the game started when I did it. Oh, wow. That is certainly bad luck. So even trying to stream against me, it's failing, and that does bring us to the scores. And it's still only early in the week. A lot can change between now and Sunday. But Rodfather's up 8-6 against the Brendan Little Dingers. You got the long balls up 11-2 against Pitch Please. All over your ace, beating the shit out of Springfield Isotots 9-4. You've got 3 up, 3 down, beating the Rally Cats 10-5. That's a surprising score to me. And then you've got Annette's awesome team beating Bunt Force Trauma 9-6. Bunt Force Trauma, though, they play you tight. They play it tight. They've got vice grips. They'll keep that match tight, but they're not necessarily going to win a match this year, but they're not a team you want to necessarily look forward to playing. Not as much as I thought, anyway, as I learned in week 1. Just going to turn our attention over here once more. I'm being told that I got lucky, that it will change once Seattle's game ends. All right, that's fine. I'm okay. I'm okay for the little smack talk and whatever. Just remember, I've got fucking 10 people on the fucking DL right now, motherfucker. You can't beat me when I'm 10 men down. Imagine when these soldiers, these warriors, are back playing again. We will fucking lay you out. This is my championship. Do you understand that? This is my championship. I'm the one with the $600 strap across my back. It's not you. It's not you, Sage. You couldn't win a baseball championship to save your life. All you know is fucking dingers. That's all you do is dingers. You don't do nothing but hit home runs. And that's why we will beat you. Emerson Hancock will be getting a quality start to break a tie. It's not tie, it's 8-6. You mean to create a tie, right? I've won 2 football rings. There's no need to talk about it. It's been a little while. But I'm a 2-time champion. I'm a 2-time champion of the Jeffler Bowl. And I'd just like to leave it at that. No. This is a gentleman. I wanted to call this league the Gentleman's Club. And you're not acting very gentlemanly. Okay? It was a defunct league that doesn't mean anything. Still championship. It's still championship. You were in it. I was in it. Graham was in it. Dan was in it. Stefan was in it. Ryan was in it. There was some good... We had a good league. The only problem was our commissioner was a fucking dud. Fuck you, Sean. Fuck you, Sean. I fucking messaged him and asked him how he's doing, and he fucking blocks me. I was like, what? What? Because we joked around? What? Because we joked around? What? What? I'd like to crack a goddamn Steve Weiser right across his goddamn skull. You know that? He's a goddamn coward. Just want to fucking pound him. He screwed me. He screwed me. I had the chance to go back-to-back jacks. And he screwed me. And I told him earlier that year, at least with you, Sage, you're a cocksucker. With all due respect, you're not a jive turkey. You're a cocksucker. But if I come to you with something, you'll think about it. You'll at least have that. You won't just say no. And I said, hey, listen, last week of the year, there's a lot of guys that get rested. A lot of guys. And what ends up happening? Oh, I don't know. I had the fucking Green Bay Packers that year. Aaron Rodgers, Eddie Lacy, Jordy Nelson. I don't think I had Randall Cobb. I think it was a Justin guy that had him. And I got fucked. I don't know. I'm sure I had other players, but in the league that we had, there was not a lot of positions. You're talking about Eddie Lacy, who I believe ran, 1,200 yards that year. Jordy Nelson probably popped off 1,400 or 1,500 yards that year. Aaron Rodgers was an MVP for him. And Sean, it's like, I still think about this every day. There's not a minute that goes by where I don't think about getting screwed out of that fantasy season. It hits me pretty hard. I'm up late at night. I usually don't sleep because of this. It still pains me to this day. But at least with the Pete Rose Bowl Cup, we got it right. OJ's juicery, definitely on the right track. But goddamn the Jeffler Bowl. Goddamn the Jeffler Bowl to hell. It's time we exercise these demons. And I'm not going to say it on air. We'll talk about this off air, Sage, because cut the fucking stream. It's time to cut it. It's time to cut it. Before we go, though, just a reminder to you, Sage, to be quick. To be quick. When I say stream starting, I need you sprinting. I need you sprinting. Because I can only talk about stuff for so long. Unless you give me some shit to talk about. Maybe I should just lead off with the bullshit. Maybe lead off with the fucking NBA or some shit. While you're coming on and say, oh yeah, the Raptors are in the playoffs. You said it was a tiebreaker? Yeah, you said it was a tiebreaker? Well, the Mariners game's over and I'm still up 8-7. I'm still up 8-7. Now it's time to cut it, bitch. Until tomorrow, have a good night. That's it from the Thundercloud.